Admiral Orcs watched through the bridge's panoramic display as the human fleet approached. 300 ships strong, their formations precise and deadly, bristling with plasma cannons and quantum torpedo launchers. His own armada, numbered in the thousands, a crushing advantage that should have guaranteed swift victory in the coming battle for the Proxima system. "Sir," his tactical officer reported, "human forces are maintaining standard attack formation. Our numerical superiority is 17-1. Orcs nodded, his forearms clasped behind his back in the traditional Zilithian pose of confidence. Humanity had been expanding too aggressively, claiming systems that rightfully belonged to the Empire. Today would end their reckless expansion once and for all. But something nagged at him. In 40 years of military service, he had learned to trust his instincts, and right now they were screaming that something was wrong. The human fleet moved with the confidence of a force that knew something he didn't. "Long-range sensors detect an anomaly," the sensor operator announced. "Single vessel approaching from Vector 77 Mark IV. Human configuration, but the readings are strange, sir." On the tactical display, a lone blip appeared at the edge of sensor range. One ship, moving at sublight speeds toward the assembled fleets. Orcs's mandibles clicked in confusion. Was this some sort of reconnaissance probe? A messenger seeking to negotiate surrender? Captain Sarah Martinez stood on the bridge of the UES Prometheus, watching as both fleets turned their attention to her solitary vessel. Around her, the skeleton crew of 12 moved with practiced efficiency, their faces calm, despite the impossible odds they faced. "Dr. Kim, are the cascade generators online?" she asked. The physicist looked up from her console, sweat beading on her forehead despite the ship's climate control. "Quantum cascade field is stable, Captain. The exotic matter containment is holding, but I have to warn you, we've never tested this at full scale. The theoretical models suggest it should work, but theory and practice are different things," Martinez finished. "I understand, Doctor. How long until we're in range?" 7 minutes until optimal cascade distance," replied her navigator. Martinez activated the ship-wide communication system. "All hands, this is the captain. In 7 minutes, we will either revolutionize space warfare or become the shortest footnote in military history. Either way, humanity's children will know we tried." The Prometheus continued its steady approach, seemingly oblivious to the thousands of weapons now trained upon it. To outside observers, it appeared to be little more than a modified research vessel, its hull marked with the insignia of the Terran Science Consortium rather than the military. Admiral Orcs's communications officer called out, "The humans are requesting parley. They're transmitting on standard diplomatic frequencies." "Put them through," Orcs commanded, curiosity overriding his tactical instincts. The holographic display shimmered, revealing a human female in a simple black uniform. Her expression was calm, almost serene. "Admiral Orcs," Martinez said, somehow knowing exactly who she was addressing. "I am Captain Sarah Martinez of the UES Prometheus. I'm here to demonstrate why this battle is unnecessary." Orcs's translator implant processed her words, but the meaning seemed incomplete. "Captain, you face the might of the Zilithian Empire. Surrender now, and your deaths will be swift." Martinez smiled, and something in that expression made Orcs's blood run cold. "Admiral, with respect, you're thinking in 3 dimensions. We've learned to think in 11. "Dr. Kim," Martinez said, not breaking eye contact with the alien commander, "initiate cascade sequence." Deep within the Prometheus, exotic matter that had cost humanity's entire GDP for 3 years began to destabilize in carefully controlled patterns. The ship's quantum cascade generators, humanity's greatest scientific achievement, hummed to life. Reality hiccuped. The effect was subtle at first. Colors seemed more vivid. Stars appeared to pulse with heartbeats, and space itself took on a crystalline quality. Then the cascade truly began. The Prometheus didn't move, space moved around it. The ship began to exist in multiple dimensional phases simultaneously, its hull appearing to stretch across impossible geometries. From the human fleet's perspective, their lone vessel suddenly occupied 17 different positions at once, each phase image perfectly real. "Impossible," Corex breathed, watching as his tactical computers struggled to lock onto a target that existed everywhere and nowhere. Martinez's voice continued broadcasting, now coming from all 17 phase images simultaneously. The quantum cascade field allows manipulation of dimensional boundaries. We can exist in multiple space-time coordinates while maintaining coherent consciousness across all phases. The demonstration escalated. The Prometheus began to phase shift through the Zilithian fleet itself, its multiple reality states, passing harmlessly through solid matter while remaining corporeal enough to be seen. To the alien crews, it appeared as though the human ship was a ghost, moving through their vessels like they were made of vapor. "Our weapons," Corex gunnery chief reported in panic. "They pass right through the target. It's like shooting at shadows." But the true horror became apparent when the Prometheus began to demonstrate offensive capabilities. Energy beams erupted from the ship's phase images, striking Zilithian vessels from angles that shouldn't exist. The attacks came from above, below, and through the fourth dimension simultaneously, bypassing shields designed for conventional three-dimensional warfare. "We're not here to destroy you," Martinez broadcast as her ship's demonstration continued. "We're here to show you that the age of conventional warfare is over. Humanity has moved beyond the limitations of single-dimensional existence." One by one, Zilithian ships began reporting system failures, as the Prometheus's phase-shifted energy beams surgically disabled their weapons and engines without harming the crews. The attacks came from directions that had no names in any language, exploiting weaknesses in shield geometry that three-dimensional beings couldn't even perceive. "Admiral," his first officer whispered, "our entire tactical doctrine is obsolete. We can't fight an enemy that exists outside our reality." Corex stared at the tactical display, watching his mighty fleet being systematically neutralized by a single human vessel. The retreat klaxons were already sounding across his ships as captains made the decision their admiral was too proud to make. "Captain Martinez," he said finally, his voice heavy with the weight of military tradition crumbling around him, "what are your terms?" The 17 phase images of the Prometheus suddenly collapsed back into a single vessel, hanging peacefully in space like any ordinary ship. Martinez's transmission resumed from the single source. "No terms, Admiral. Just understanding. The universe is vast enough for all of us, but only if we learn to share it in more than 3 dimensions. Humanity offers partnership, not conquest. We've learned that true strength lies not in the size of your fleet, but in how many layers of reality you can call home." As the Zilithian fleet began its withdrawal, Admiral Corex found himself looking at warfare, and indeed existence itself, from an entirely new perspective. The humans hadn't won through superior firepower or numbers. They had won by redefining what victory meant. The Prometheus turned gracefully and began its journey home, leaving behind a galaxy that would never be the same.